Namaste Ratanatayasa. May I pay homage to Triple Zen, the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. Once again we gathered here to practice meditation in order to understand how does it help in our day-to-day life. Every day we are engaging so many activities from the day when we wake up. Early morning when we wake up, we start off with planning what we're going to do. And we have planned, as we have planned, we try to be as consistent with the plan, and we become conditioned. Along the way of our day, our mind engages one after another, one to next, creating liking and disliking, or just neglecting. In the meantime, finding a peaceful moments, or joy and happiness. Each and every moment, a fleeting moment, that providing us such a diverse experience, feelings, sensations. And as a result, by the time when day finishes, we become so tired, frustrated, worn out, no energy at all. And this is again most of the time because of engaging with the varieties of things that we come into contact with, and mentally engaging with more than a physical engagement. Whenever things that should need to let it go, physically we go to the toilet. And once finished, we can feel the ease, we can feel the light, and we can feel the peaceful. But for the mind, we have to let go by noticing it, knowing it, realizing it. And that's where the meditation helps. And the meditation is like a toilet for the mind, that we can let go all the rubbishes that we have collected along the way from the very early morning until now. It may have some connection with the previous activities too. And this is the letting go time. So bring your attention to the room and to the body, relaxing your mind and heart, joining with the body, leaving all the responsibilities that you have. It is the time that you don't have any responsibilities at all. Nothing to do with the work, nothing to do with reading a newspaper, nothing to do with any tellies. It's free from any responsibilities, but only for you. Time for the reflecting upon ourselves. Time for the reflection of our mental activities and the bodily worn out. And bringing this mind back to the moment, here and now. Complete, relaxed position, freedom from everything. Just be with yourself here and now. And if your mind is composed enough, undistracted, not restless mind, not engaging with a thought after thought, but conditioned with what we have done along the way, then go straight to the primary object, paying a mindful attention as they are occurring naturally, normally. Paying a mindful attention, bare attention, be with it, focusing on it, contemplating on it, making your mind even sharper, uniting that scattered mind into this primary object, become a one-pointedness, and opening the senses, and particularly the thought or the mind sense. As we know, once our mind starts to quietening inner silence, that very moment mind begins to chat, begins to create the stories, start to commenting on those flicking thought that comes to contact with us, noticing them, observing the way it is coming, and acknowledging that our mind is distracted, or mind recognizing those contacts with the engagement, any other activities, acknowledging the mind distracted. Do not worry with that, just be mindful of it. Do not neglect or do not grasp, liking or feeling the pleasurable on that. Just bear attention with it and mentally noting, thinking, noticing the mind, and bring that mind back to the primary object. As we know that once we begin to notice, noting the thinking, that very moment, our mind stops, comes back to the primary object, present moment, and then come back to the primary object. The thought that we are noticing is an entity that our mind perceives, that generates feelings. And if we are not mindful enough, on the basis of that feeling, perception arises, we perceive. And that perception, again, on the basis of what we have experienced, what we have known, and we will grasp, hold on to it, creating its existence. And we perceive that existence as the reality, because that we have created, we have understood. With mindful attention on the contact that it sparks the feeling, we will be able to see that feeling, the fleeting moment again, as the nature of change, impermanence. The ultimate practice of insight meditation is to understand this changing nature of this feeling or emotion, and then we will be able to let go. We will be able to flush the toilet away, free from any clutters, rubbish in our head, in our mind. So bring your attention to the primary object, being with the primary object, in the meantime allowing anything that is coming through. If that's a sound, again, just the hearing, not the listening the sound. If you are feeling a little bit restless, put a little more effort, mental effort, to paying mindful attention on the primary object. Rising, falling, rising, falling. And while you're concentrating on the rising and falling of abdomen, you feel there is a gap, then you can extend it into rising, falling, touching. Rising, falling, touching. And noticing the way it is taking place, how it is rising and how it is falling. Or even extend it into beginning of the rising, middle of the rising, and fading off the rising. Same with the beginning of falling, middle, and the end of the falling. And the gap between rising and falling. And when it is rising, whether it is rising in the same place at all the time or a different place. Is it rising in a one pack or in a partial? These are the initial application of the practice to sharpen our mind. And even you can extend it into how long it's rising and how long it is falling. Which one is long and which one is short. Or extend it into the expansion of the full body along with the rising process and the deflation of the whole body along with the falling process of the abdomen. And feeling the joy and happiness along with it by understanding this interconnectedness of the whole body. Rising, falling. Rising, falling.